tell people that we're gonna do a
Okay.
long, boring review of what happened.
So considering nothing's happened for a long time, it won't be boring.
Well, not necessarily because they could have just watched the last video,
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
they could be watching. They could be waiting for the next video and be like, "Oh, there's the next video."
Okay.
So it's all new for them, or it's all current for them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but we do need a refresher. It's been what, almost 2 months?
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
I'm
do.
sorry. It's mostly my fault.
No, not even.
Actually, it really is.
No, not at all. What's it called? I wanted to go back to the very first session, talking about your guys' origins. So to see
Alright.
how well you guys remember why we started with what we're doing. And you guys can feel free to introduce your characters. I feel like it's really important to go over chapter 1, especially with where we're heading to right now, because it's going to be a what's it called, intermixing with Blingdenstone somehow, either before, during, or after.
Okay.
All right. So who remembers your original purposes? What happened before Velkenvelv?
Velkenville. Where was Velkenville?
That was the Drow prison.
So
So
before that?
before that, yeah.
Well, before that, I was going to a school.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember where or anything like that? I could help you guys
No.
remember. Okay.
Might as well, because I don't know. It's been what, 6 months?
It might have been longer than 6 months actually, huh? By now. All right. So, when we had Ryan with his character Arvindal, he was supposed to escort Leonardo from Mithril Hall to Silvery Moon and back to over to the Highwood Forest, or the High Forest, I mean. And the reason for that was because, being an artificer, he was going to help provide training for trade and training for the elves of High Forest, to enchant weapons and armor, so that the dwarves can continue trade with them. And Guy's character, he's from High Forest, but he was in Silvery Moon because he didn't like the way the elves, the triads. Triads are the Japanese mafia, or Chinese mafia, Japanese mafia.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Chinese.
yeah, Chinese. So
Japanese yakuza.
yeah. So the treants and the elves, he didn't like their lifestyle, so he wanted to go into adventuring, and he was considered like the outcast. And at the time, we had Tem's character. He was supposed to be meeting Leonardo in Silvery Moon to escort him to the High Forest. And in the beginning, before they ran into Fingers, Fingers was in a little contest with the local thieves in the one of the bars, and they were all supposed to come back with proof of a stolen treasure that was going to be rewarded with like 1,000 gold, and whoever had the proof of breaking into the most difficult place with the is going to be getting the reward. So Guy was breaking into the conclave of wizards over in Silvery Moon, and he got caught. But at the time, yeah, before he got busted though, while he was breaking in there, he had a visit by 3 monks that just phased into reality, and they gave him a prophecy telling him that he was supposed to serve Mask, and in that process, he's going to sacrifice his life for the Black One. And the other part of the prophecy was on the defiled day, his hands will conjure burning rain, and he will save the life of the Black One. Later on, the prophecy started happening, and they started becoming true. Uh, After leaving Silvery Moon on the way to High Forest with Leonardo, Arvindal, uh, Lulu was it or Lala? Lulu? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well,
Lolo.
Lolo, yeah. And everybody got ambushed by orcs. And during the fight with the orcs, the drow came and ambushed the orcs and your party from above, and they used poisons to capture you and stuff. And for Chris, Ms. Lindro, she started off as a drow priestess with instructions from the matron mother of the House Bonry to go to Valkenvelv, assess the situation with her sister to check out the inventory, the mining, and the prisoners. And that's when you got your first prisoner to be escorted to Valkenvelv, and he was the drow elf named Sereth. And Sereth was saying that he was innocent, that they're trying to frame him for murder, but the matron mother told you to escort him over to Valkenvelv, and you were supposed to stay there for one cycle and return to Menzo Boranzon after that cycle is complete, and by that time you should have a detailed record of the inventory, the mining, the rank structure, and the prisoner counts with everything going on over there.
Right.
And during your stay, you started getting visions, and the first time you got your vision, I believe, was when you arrived at Valkenvelv. Your sister Ilvara told you to whip Sereth.
Yeah.
And she gave you her tentacle rod.
Yeah.
And the very first strike, you killed him.
Yeah.
So.
Because I critted. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and when you did that, you were shocked by how powerful that weapon was, and you also got the vision because the tentacles on that rod started having they started transforming before your eyes, where it was like the whip turned into long tentacles from Demogorgon. You know it's Demogorgon now, so that's why I said that. But and then on the tentacles there was eyes that were appearing everywhere, and from the eyes they started oozing pus and blood and ichor, and then mushrooms started sprouting out of it. So from there, the prisoners were all there on the party, and then you got a vision from Loth saying to go to the new mine that's being discovered, and from there you're supposed to be her vessel. She asked you for permission to use you as her vessel, and you agreed to it. And she told you that she was supposed to be arriving in 500 years, but the situation had changed, so she may be coming a lot sooner than that. Fingers discovered the new chamber, the new temple, when he was mining as a slave. And when he went in there, one of the officers, Jorlan, the drow officer, he went in there with Arvindal and Fingers. And as soon as they walked in, this vortex just sucked the life out of them. And they were very skinny, malnourished, like is instantaneous. They lost like a bunch of constitution points, so the characters couldn't really move. They had to like fumble their way out of there pretty much. And the reinforcements came and took them out. And it took a few days for them to recover. And Jorlan never recovered fully. He stayed like decrepit. His arms were no longer suitable for combat, so he lost his stature as being the head officer and also Ilvara's lover. That's when Shore took over. And when that happened, you got into an argument with your sister because you started having another vision saying that the temple was opened and Ilvara was on the ground in pain, feeling the power, but she couldn't understand it. She didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you went to that discovery site, you were there for, I believe, a day, and you actually went to the abyss and spoke with Loth. The vortex was actually a portal for you to go over there, and when you emerged from the portal, you were transformed into a Drider, and that was from the energy that was sucked out of all the people that were inside that temple.
Right.
So basically, you're infused with the life force of Fingers.
It's all mine. You can't have it back.
Yeah. So, when that happened and you came out, the spiders actually protected you as well. There was like thousands and thousands of spiders. Fingers was ordered to make a trap at the doorway, an acid trap, to kill anything that was coming out of that temple. Ilvara instructed him to do it, and the spiders actually triggered the trap before you got to the exit, and they basically killed themselves for you when you got out. And then the guards, they saw you come out and they were stunned because you weren't just an elf anymore, you were now a Drider, and they didn't know if they should attack you or inform Ilvara. But when they saw all the spiders under your command, or it appeared to be under your command, they just hesitated to do anything, and you confronted Ilvara.
Right.
You guys remember what happened after that? The confrontations.
I remember a fight.
Yeah, you guys. Me and Ilvara had a lot of words and yelling back and forth, but nothing happened. We kind of just went back to our own thing. I was looking for a way to usurp her because I knew she was. After what had happened, I knew that things were wrong and I needed to take care of her. In that process, I snuck into her. I ended up in her room somehow, or in the chamber. I was talking to the little priestess that was there
In the temple with the statue of
Yeah. You guys were in your cells and you guys were trying to figure out a way to free yourselves, and you guys had worked out a whole thing of how to trick the guards and how to get out, and you guys ended up meeting me in the room, at which point we all had visions of ourselves. You know, we were working together to defeat a great evil, which I don't exactly remember what that was. And then I asked you all, hey, now's a choice. Team up with me and we fight our way out of here, or I fight my way through you and take you all out with me.
Discretion being a better part of valor, we went with him.
Yeah, and
we were attacked by the Grith and the other flying things that I can't remember what they were called. And then we got into the fight with my sister, and she totally whooped our asses.
Yeah.
And we ran like scared cowards into the night because we were totally screwed.
Well, she did cast a spell, Insect Swarm, and it almost killed all of you guys.
Yeah.
And I forgot who it was exactly, but somebody, when she cast it, she was on a bridge, and then you guys cut the ropes on the bridge, so she fell with her officers. She fell to the webs below, and then Arvindal, the dwarf, he threw off one of the NPCs over the edge. I forgot his name. Let me look real quick. And oops. Because the NPC kept taunting him to do things for gold, like when Arvindal kicked one of the beasts in the balls. What's his name? I'm gonna find it right now. Jimjar. That's right. He was a deep gnome, and Jimjar told him, "I'll give you 50 gold if you do that again." So Arvindal, the dwarf, kicked the beast in the balls again. He was a Quaggoth. He kicked the Quaggoth in the balls again, and then the Quaggoth just started going off on him and nearly beating him to death. All right, we lost Chris. We'll be back.
Oh.
All right.
I don't know what that was.
In the,
So one of the other NPCs was Ront the orc, and he was actually one of the orcs that attacked you guys before you were captured by the drow.
Quick question. Did
Yeah.
we get Wiley? Did we get Wiley in here?
Oh, I forgot about Wiley. Sorry. You
I
could
mean,
get him.
he's on. I just don't know if he's actually awake.
Yeah, we'll get Wiley.
Well, I'm ringing him. We'll see if he picks up. But I mean, if he doesn't pick up, he doesn't pick up.
oh, there you go. Oh, that's your ringing.
Well, I can see something.
Yeah, that's just me ringing him. That's just him getting
Okay.
the call on his end. Yeah, it says he's online. I just don't know if he's actually awake. He with everything that he's been going through with the Marines and whatnot, he's been pretty fucking out of it. So.
Yeah, so from that prison, that's when you ran into Bapito.
Oh God.
Hmm?
It's nothing. I just twinge in my back. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. You ran into you met with Bapito, and he was a Darrow that was traveling with you guys in the Underdark, as well as Prince Darendil, who kept saying that he is a elf that was transformed or cursed into being a Quaggoth. So he's like very upscale and always acting fancy. And then you got Eldith, the dwarf, who's still with you guys too. And Eldith actually had Arvindal as her brother. Arvindal found Eldith in the mines all dirty and crusty, and saying that her other brother Cliff was killed and he was thrown over the waterfall. And Arvindal wanted revenge for that too. And
Right.
then Sereth joined with you guys as well, as so did the Koatoa named Shushar, Stool, the Myconid, and Topsy and Turvy. So
I forgot about Shushar.
Shushar actually died. He got kicked
I
off
know.
the turtle, the dragon
Yeah,
turtle.
remember.
So when you guys escaped from Velkenvelv after Elvara fell down the bridge, you were traveling down the tunnels trying to figure out where to go to, and that's when the demons started attacking you guys, forcing you guys to pick a direction. And what are these demons called again? Just to make sure.
Is it here?
It was a rock demon that's like a big bird, and it had the power to cause like dust to come off of its wings that put you guys to sleep. And then there's also a Chasmic demon that looked like a big giant hornet or a wasp, and that thing, its buzzing brought confusion and made you guys paralyzed also. So those were the two demons that you were running into. So when you guys fled, that's when you guys found Cliff on the floor, and he was dead. And when you guys found him, you guys used a resurrection scroll to bring him back to life. And when he came back to life, he was insane. But when you found him, before you brought him back to life, you carried him with you to a campsite. And at that campsite, you ran into a family of halflings who.
Yeah. No, was actually Topsy and Turvy?
Hmm?
Was it Topsy and Turvy?
No.
No, these were the dead ghosts that we.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
ghost
okay.
that was saying that he needs help because his family is trapped in, and you guys were wary of him, like you didn't know if he was setting you up for a trap or not. But it turned out that this halfling was a ghost, and his family was trapped inside the campsite that you went to. They couldn't get out of there, but they basically got locked in there from a boulder that lodged itself at a downward angle that they could not pull up, and they died of starvation.
Yeah, when we got there, they were just bones.
Yeah, they were just bones. But you also did cover up that hole again with the boulder, and the drow were after you in that vicinity, and there was a tunnel above where Ms. Lindra was on watch, and she watched the drow wandering the area. At that time, I forgot who it was, but somebody revived Cliff using the raised dead scroll that you guys found,
Yeah, I
and
think
and he woke up freaking out because he had three stages of madness. And from that his screaming, Arvindal said to bring him back to life immediately. And from his screaming, it echoed through the chambers, and that's when the drow heard it, and they didn't leave the area. They stuck to the area, kept trying to find where it came from. And Arvindal knocked out his brother. Well, first he gave him a sword. When he was insane screaming, he was like, "Here's your sword," trying to make him remember he was a soldier. But he started looking at it all wicked, like he was gonna do something stupid. So Arvindal ended up knocking him out. And while you were there for about 8 hours or so, the drow didn't leave, and that's when a floating rock covered by phase res crystals started coming at you guys. And you guys stayed quiet, and Ms. Lindra, not Ms. Lindra, yeah, well, yeah, Ms. Lindra saw this happening. Ilvara and the elves started attacking the floating rock, and it had Grazalax on there. And when you guys met Grazalax for the first time, he was that was the illithid that you ran into, and you guys didn't know if you should fight him or not. But when you were basically cornered by Ilvara, Grazalax actually was so powerful of a wizard that he outdid all of them. He didn't kill them, he killed one. I think he used a spell like Incinerate and obliterated one entirely. And then the drow fled the area, and when the rock got closer to that hole where Ms. Lindra was, he just put his staff to the next cliff edge to stop the rock right there, and he says, "Why are you hiding right there?" Pretty much. And he offered to give you guys a ride with him so that he can understand what's going on in the Underdark. And you guys were telling him your visions. At that point, you started learning about the Society of Brilliance, and you guys went with him across the chasm, which was like such a vast distance that there was no way Elvara could follow you.
Right.
And once you got to the other side, that's when you saw you guys were hungry at the time, and you guys were some of you were scared, and I was asking how the characters felt, and that's when I think Guy said that he was terrified. So that's when I had his emotions bring up some demons, and hold on, it's just that loud noise. I'm gonna wait. Okay, I hope. All right, so yeah, based on the fear, because Sareth was terrified. Who else was terrified? I think the druid and Fingers, they were terrified.
Yeah, a lot of people
frightened.
were.
So their emotions summoned these demons that caused everybody to get attacked.
Yeah.
And then they were called the Wretches, and they were like little balls of flesh with big mouths and 2 legs. And then whenever they bit you, they had some necrotic poison coming off their teeth that was further injuring you guys. And you guys defeated them, and that's when Pepito went to Fingers, basically grabbed him by his shirt and told him he has to be sturdy in the Underdark. He cannot be fearful. He cannot be scared. That he has to have the will to survive. And that's when Guy suffered his first madness, I believe, and he couldn't speak for like 10 minutes. So he's just getting yelled at, and he was like,
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And so, traveling along, you ran into a tunnel that had a symbol that meant beware of demons, or demons ahead, and you avoided that direction, and then you went to another tunnel that it led you to the sanctuary of the Nyogi.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the Nyogi, they were from another dimension, the Shadowfell. And while you were there, um, one of the Nyogi requested that you guys kill his Hive Lord because he was a savage brute that he was going to get everybody killed. He wasn't going to find a way home, and that's all they wanted to do. So if you guys didn't agree to it, he was going to mind control you guys to do it. But Arvindal agreed to take him out because there was a promise of treasure and magical weapons. And so when you guys took out the Hive Lord, you guys got, what was it, like a javelin of lightning, um, a robe of useful items, and a bunch of stuff.
Deck of illusions, I think we got.
Yeah. And you guys learned that the Nyogi were trying to figure out where they were at, how they got there, and what was going on. That was the first time you guys learned that realms were merging with the Underdark, but you weren't sure if it was just the Underdark or all over the realm.
Right.
And you ran into another member of the Society of Brilliance, and his name was Y. So when you guys asked him his name, and he said Y, he was like, you guys were like, dude, who are you? And he kept saying why, and then he was like, no, you gotta understand that's my name, why? And he was a Darrow. So he stayed with the Nyogi, and you guys continued traveling on. Oh, there was also one more Nyogi that you guys nominated to be part of the Society of Brilliance, or they nominated to be a part of the Society of Brilliance. And you guys called him SOB, Sob. Because they didn't have names, it was just Hive Lord and then Nyogi.
Right.
From there, you went to Slubladop, and we kind of rushed through it because at the time Ryan was leaving to go to Japan, and then it was supposed to be your last day. So I just rushed through that and went straight to the fight between the Koatoa priestess and the priest, where they were talking about the Deep Father and the Sea Mother, and they were trying to the priest wanted to kill his daughter because she was causing conflict with the tribe, and in the end, he attacked her during the ritual, and Demogorgon was summoned. And when Demogorgon was summoned, Fingers got hit by a tentacle and knocked 50 feet into the water. He was flying unconscious, and when he sunk to the water, something large bumped into him, and it woke him up as he was tumbling, and he grabbed onto it, and it turned out it was a dragon turtle, the Sea Mother, who was moving to protect the Dark Lake from Demogorgon. So Fingers was riding on top of the dragon turtle, whether the dragon turtle knew it or not, and that's when one of the prophecies happened, and the dragon turtle spewed its breath weapon, the steam. So that was the prophecy of Fingers conjuring the burning rain. And so Demogorgon got blistered and beaten up pretty bad from that breath weapon, but he turned around and charmed the dragon turtle. So the dragon turtle was paralyzed from the charm, and he just started wrecking it and pretty much nearly killing it and tossing it to the side of the docks, and then he continued his attacks on the Koatoa village. And as you guys were escaping, you ran in the direction of the dragon turtle because the Demogorgon blocked the other way. And when you went there, the dragon turtle said, "Are you guys here to finish me off?" And I think, Ms. Lindra, did you heal the dragon turtle?
I was not there.
I did.
But
not.
My last session was when we were in Slovladop and the Demogorgon appeared. Everything after that, up until we pretty much went to Blingdenstone, was all on them.
Oh, somebody healed the dragon turtle.
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
And then she told you that she must consult the Lady of the Lake. So you guys rode with her to go speak to the Lady of the Lake, and as Demogorgon was destroying the Kotoa village. So you safely egressed with the Sea Mother, and Shushar, the Kotoa that was with you guys from the prison, he said that he needed to go back to his village and help save it. And then that's when Lolo kicked him off the dragon turtle, and he fell into the dark lake. And since he got kicked off the dragon turtle, he couldn't maintain his composure and his swimming strategy to evade the creatures of the dark lake, and he got eaten and killed because he was kicked off the turtle and not allowed to go in there properly. So that's one NPC dead.
Let's watch where our minds are going now, Dan.
Huh?
Let's watch where our minds are going. Let's stay on track here.
Yeah. So, as you guys arrive to the Lady of the Lake, it was an island that was decorated with statues of people in horrifying situations. Some were scared, trying to flee for what looked like they were trying to flee into the water. Other ones were on the ground, looking as if they were trying to back away and defend themselves. And other ones were ready to strike. But all of these were statues that looked like either somebody was an insane artist, or what you guys figured was a Medusa in the area. So you guys started thinking that maybe the Lady of the Lake was a Medusa. And as you guys walked onto the island further, it was a small island, and there was a tiny hut with smoke coming out of it from a chimney. And the hut was very, very small, like maybe 7 feet by 7 feet. It was like stupid small. And you saw the back of what appeared to be like a lizard-like humanoid being standing at the front door. And you guys asked if that was the Lady of the Lake, and she said no, the Lady of the Lake is inside. Turns out that person was a troglodyte named Gris, who's part of the Society of Brilliance. And she was there to speak with the Lady of the Lake. And the Lady of the Lake herself was a green hag. And when you guys went into her hut, the little tiny hut was actually a big open expanse of a house with several rooms. And she had her cages for animal specimens. She had her sorcery room and things like that. So she she summoned her sisters when you guys were telling her about the presence of the Demogorgon. And when the the dragon turtle verified that it was a Demogorgon, that's when she called her two sisters, the Nightmare Hag and the Sea Hag, and they all met up with you guys and did a scribing to show you. They did a scribing to see which demon lord was in the Underdark. And as images of faces were appearing, you guys were like, no, that's not it. And another image, no, that's still not it. And another image, like, no, that's still not it. Until finally you saw the Demogorgon. And then more faces started appearing. And that's when you guys realized there was how many? 6 or 7? 6 or 7 demon lords in the Underdark?
Yeah.
And then
At least.
so that's when you started realizing it's not just about escaping the Underdark, it's about saving the world, pretty much.
You gotta get. Yeah. Because what happens below is going to happen above sooner or later.
Yeah. And after that, you guys were on the way to Gracklestog, and then that's when the NPCs got into a fight with Lolo. Lolo killed the NPC, and the party then separated the NPCs from the actual party. I mean, there's more details to that. That's when you found the map of Horde from Ungalarg, and Ungalarg was actually Bapito's brother. Yeah, and the map revealed locations all over the Dark Lake, and it said that whoever discovered his horde, it's theirs to claim because he knew he was dying. And that's when you guys found his body and found the map. And when Bapito realized it was his brother, because you read the letter and it mentioned his name, Ungalard, Bapito snatched the map from you, and then that's when Lolo killed him.
He says, "Oh, where's my phone?"
And then Chris came back. He was like, "What happened? Why's the party gone?"
Yep.
And when you guys got to Gracklestone,
everything had gone to shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys arrived to Gracklestog, and when you arrived at Gracklestog, you were being hunted down by the Stone Guard, and the reason was because Bapito ended up being one of the members of the what are they called?
The secret
society. Yeah. Society.
Yeah, it was a one of the leaders of the Darrow in Gracklestog. Let me see what they're called. I'm already on that page. I just gotta see the name.
Stay.
The Council of Savants. He was a member. He ended up being a member of the Council of Savants, and so the Stone Guard was informed that Lolo killed him, and all of you guys were arrested for either interrogation or what's it called, witnesses. So you guys thought all the NPCs were against you guys, and you guys were told to travel with a Duergar named Despot Ballista, and also Guy was you didn't know this guy was being tortured and interrogated by the Council of Savants, and a doppelganger took over Fingers, and so Guy was controlling the doppelganger in the party, and you guys were going through Gracklestog. You met up with the stone giants. You guys met up with Themberchod, and you guys also cleared out the Worldstone tunnels, and that's when you found Bapito's journal and his lair. And it turned out Bapito was making experiments to create undead creatures, and he would mix and meld bodies together and stuff. You also discovered some other activity where the Council of Savants had a rogue Darrow who was causing or cursing the stone giants to grow second heads. And you guys solved that issue. And Despot Ballista, while he was traveling with you guys in the Worldstone tunnels, he triggered a trap, and he was engulfed by green slime that started dissolving his mechanical parts. So when you guys finally pulled him out, when he was like powerful with all his mechanical arms and mechanical legs, he was down to nubs because he was already some sort of amputee to go through that process of becoming a despot. And all his ability and all his weapons were just dissolved, and he barely made it out of there alive. When you guys made it to the top, there was also the pyramid that was Leonardo identified as some sort of teleportation device. You ran into a Zorn who was asking to eat it because he wanted to eat a precious metal or precious rock, and the pyramid was there. and you guys wouldn't let him eat it, so he waited patiently until he could get permission to eat it. And when you guys finally cleared out the Warstone tunnels, made it to the top, you guys went straight to the trial. And when you guys did the trial, Bapito came back as a revenant during the court to
Right.
kill Lolo, but since it was an actual court, he was going to have to go through the whole justice system. So, in the end, Lolo was found guilty, and the Council of Savants denounced Bapito for his crimes of creating undead creatures and stuff. And at that moment, after Lolo was found guilty, the Revenant burned up because his justice was served, but he was also denounced by the Council of Savants being some sort of almost like a necromancer type person. And based upon that, the king decided there's going to be a cleansing in Gracklestog, and everybody that was not Dwarger was to die. That included the Stone Giants, Themberchod, the Darrow, everybody, even all the merchants and traders that came from the other cities. So that's when Ms. Lindra realized something was wrong there, and there was the advisor from the the Deep King that turned out to be she was wearing a cloak made of gold coins, but it turned out she was a demon. And when you guys tried to convince the king and then the Duergar that the king was under corruption from his advisor, they didn't know what to do. The king advised them to kill you, but Despot Ballista didn't believe it, or he was actually upgraded to Executioner Ballista. So he got like new legs and new arms, and one of his arms was like a buzzsaw type thing. But they didn't know should they actually follow the orders of the king or listen to you guys about the corruption. And you guys revealed that his advisor was actually a succubus. And when everybody saw it, they were trying to attack the succubus, but the succubus started kissing the Deep King to take his life. And there was also a wall of force that prevented everybody from going in there. But that's when Ms. Lindra's spiritual weapon, is that what it is?
Yeah, the spiritual weapon was already in there before she put up the force wall.
And it broke her concentration, and then you guys were able to kill her. But if she had lived, even though your characters didn't realize this, I told you guys this anyways. If she had lived, she actually had she was pregnant with the Deep King's baby, so she would have made birth to what's called a Cambrian.
We did actually know that because
oh yeah, that's right, you killed it.
There was some graphic stuff that happened that I'm not going to repeat for chat.
Yeah,
so
that's
if
right.
you guys want all the graphic stuff, go back and watch the episode. It was not pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you killed the Cambrian baby while she was still impregnated. You smashed it with your warhammer.
Never mind. I guess he's going to tell you anyhow. Yes.
Well, I didn't go into the other details. Okay. And so after that, you were deemed you went from being what's called employed by the Stone Guards to being citizens of Gracklestog. And you also met up with Themberchod again, and after hearing the tales of the purging that was supposed to happen and how you guys prevented it, he offered to join the Society of Brilliance and support your guys' cause because he didn't want to die, and he said that when the time is of need, he'll be there to help you. So you actually got Themberchod on your team. Brazilax met up with you guys at Gracklestog with Briss, and then that's when they investigated the Zorn. After this, you guys started heading towards Neverlight Grove, and Oh yeah, in the Warstone tunnels, Sareth left you guys. You guys met up with the
Yeah.
Myconids that were corrupted, and they were dancing. So they asked you if you wanted to accept the lady's gift, and you guys said no. So Sareth went with them, and Sareth left your party. So it was down to Eldith, Ront, Stool, Darendil.
Sith, Sith, the doctor,
Yeah. Oh, oh yeah. So
Argus.
yeah. And as you guys started
That's
leaving
kind of cool.
Gracklestog, this the doppelganger, he met up with you guys before you left, and he asked if he could travel with you guys because the Council of Savants hired mercenaries to kill him. Later on, you guys accepted him in your company, but you asked him what can he do for you, and he said that he can help with infiltration and information seeking and stuff like that. So you guys accepted him. Then you went to Neverlight Grove, and along the way you ran into Fargus, like you were mentioning. You ran into some goblins who were basically roller skating on spider webs.
Yeah.
and and then you ran. You didn't go with them, but you found another way to cross the chasm, and you went up and over it. And when you went up and over it, you ran into a bunch of other demons. Ran into a horde of goblinoid zombies, and as you were egressing them, the demons started trying to assault you guys as well. And that's when a huge or gargantuan purple worm started hearing the vibrations and got attracted to the area, and it was trying to attack you guys, but it missed you guys, and it caused a huge cave-in, and the ground sunk, and you fell into the webs below, where you met up with those goblins that were roller skating on the webs. So as you guys passed that, you made it to Neverlight Grove, and a lot of things was happening in Neverlight Grove. Like so much stuff, I can't even. Do you guys remember?
And Neverlight Grove. Oh God, man, the freaking yeah.
We met all the head honchos there.
So many things happen there.
Found a couple were possessed by this other demon lady of the moss or whatever it is of the slimes.
The Lady of Decay.
Yeah, and we tried to take her out, but she was too powerful, and we had to make a retreat.
Yeah, you.
We killed her.
Yeah, you witnessed something that you recognized as a wedding, and when you had called it a wedding, that's when Ms. Lindra was like, "We got to take care of this thing. We got to take care of this thing now."
Yeah, that's what my character went crazy.
Yeah. So you guys did take on what was her name?
I don't remember either.
Zuggtmoy.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys took her on twice. The first time you guys took her on, Wiley died because he attacked the cape. Her wedding gown. He stabbed it and burned it, and then that triggered her, like basically just killing him right off the bat. When he died, he fell on the floor, and then you guys egressed and tried to recoup, and then you guys came back to try to take her out again. The second time you went, you guys found that she was just way too powerful, and even if you guys were able to injure her, it was not enough to kill her, and she was basically hanging from a vine stalk, and she was balled up in like it looked like a gigantic seed, and she had limbs of branches that were wrapping around her, and it was like a gigantic seed of about 15 feet diameter. And then when she opened up her arms and unraveled her legs, she was almost 30 feet tall. And then you guys went to the Myconids and told them what was happening, and then the the pure Myconids, the ones that were not corrupted, agreed to evacuate, and that's when you guys told them about the Neogi site. Um, this part we didn't play in the game. We just talked about it as we were offline, but uh, I'll just reiterate it straight from the text. Let me see if I can find it. Where is the text group? Oh, I forgot to say, in Bepito's lair, you spoke to a ghost that wanted you to find one of his body parts and take him to Gracklestog.
Yeah.
And you guys found his hand. Yep. And you guys kept it, and you're going to go ahead to
Yeah, let me get to this area.
Blingdenstone to bury it. All right. So we did also end the game when you guys found a ship, and there was, I skipped a couple things. There was the Tomb of Bryce, where you found the sword,
Oh,
and the sword was possessed by a demon named Cinnabok, who is now your companion. And he was from the Netheril era, and Bryce was a sorcerer from Netheril as well, and she was a wraith controlling whites and other ghosts. And then this was actually a temple that was underneath a ship that turned out to be a space traveling ship that traveled the void, a spelljammer ship.
right.
So,
Some strange type of ship.
so after you guys found the the cave below the ship, this is what I have on my notes. It says Fingers and Zim appeared on the side of the boat. The light makes them noticeable, and it also protects them from the creatures of the Dark Lake. Fumbling around the ship, shifting the planks and gold, trying to reach the doors, it caused the ship to adjust and also caused further damage to the boat because it was already broken in half and offset and unbalanced. Fingers explains that the rock with the circle symbol on it is from the map of Ungalard leading to a treasure hoard, but deduced that the marker was an unexplored temple that he found, which means you guys are still in your home world. Because there was that point where you ran into this boat that you traveled through fog, and you didn't know if you were still in your home world or not. And you were told to look for Globagul, and Globagul is he was a lizard folk that went down in the cave, and he disappeared. So the ship captain, his name's Captain Emilio, he asked you guys to find Globagul to bring him back. And when you guys found Globagul, he was actually being eaten by a gelatinous cube who was intelligent, and he gained the identity of Globagul.
Yeah.
So Globagul is investigated by Captain Emilio and is deemed fit to take the place of the original Globagul as pilot for the ship. And Globagul was able to power up the ship, which you guys were not expecting. Captain Emilio needs 2 crews, one to repair the ship and one to crew the ship. And Slice the Doppler proposed asking the engineer clan of Gracklestog to help repair the ship. Captain Emilio gives you guys a gem worth 10,000 gold to convince the Dwarger clan to repair it as an advance payment, but almost also promises to pay the actual cost of repairs. Ferris the Halfling, he wants to travel with the ship after the repairs are complete, but continues traveling with you guys for safety in the meantime. As a means of traveling the Dark Lake, you discovered the Myconids float as you use them as rafts, traversing the Dark Lake to Gracklestog. This is pretty much when you're leaving the ship. There you present the gem to the engineers, and they are convinced to repair the ship at the promise of the treasure from your description. Doppler escorts the Dwarger clan to Captain Emilio, temporarily leaving the party. And then, as you guys escort the Myconids to the Neogi sanctuary, as you begin introducing the Myconids to the Hive Lord, Leonardo acts hastily and uses Steel Defender fire to kill the Hive Lord. So the Neogi now need a new leader and gain the distrust of the group, as they were willing to allow the Myconids to live with them. Now they want to leave and go home. You guys mentioned the ship is able to travel through planes, and they agree to find the ship in hopes of returning home. Sob, the Neogi that became a member of the Society of Brilliance, he becomes the new Hive Lord. And Ferris decides to travel with the Neogi to escort them to the ship, as he's fascinated with the idea of traveling to other worlds. And Grazalax goes with him also to learn more about the ship and meet Captain Emilio. And the Myconids find a new sanctuary promising. All stay at their home, but as promised, Stool continues traveling with the party. Is this boring? I'm sorry. It's just a rehash.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. So, Stool travels with you. He stays with you guys after the Myconids are safe in at the Neogi sanctuary. And when you guys travel back to the ship, the Neogi are separated due to Leonardo murdering their Hive Lord. But you go to the ship to check on the status of the repairs and meet up with Doppler and the Dwarger. After a month of repairs on the ship, you find that it is lifted and propped on vast amounts of supports, Zerkwood supports. And the ship is more massive than you imagined, and it strongly resembles a ginormous dragonfly with sets of wings on its flanks. And the legs are acting as landing gear, but the ship is still in critical condition. And Grazalax stays with the ship to study its potential. And then while you were in Gracklestog, you did meet up with Grice, the troglodyte you met with the hags. And she informs you that the Zorn is now an enchanted beast after eating the pyramid. It absorbed its magical properties and can open portals to locations it knows or mentally implanted into its mind. Doppler takes the Zorn with the engineers to Captain Emilio to help the ship, hopefully allowing it to open a portal out of the Underdark. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. And then we skipped all of that stuff so that when we actually do play, you'll play at Blingdenstone. But if anybody has anything to say or suggest before we actually go to Blingdenstone, that was a lot that I just covered pretty fast. So I don't know if you guys were able to imagine it or anything like that. Questions to elaborate stuff, I'll explain it as best as I could.
No, I'm good.
So,
Yeah.
I gotta.
Okay.
well,
You have to pick up your daughter?
No, I just gotta step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I do gotta leave here in about 15 minutes, though.
Okay.
so being the rogue that I am,
Mm-hmm.
besides the few coins that I picked up down in the temple,
Yeah.
we didn't really come out of this thing with too much, did we?
No.
There was the opportunity to, because I was gonna have it where you guys were given a gem worth 10,000 gold, and you could have either kept it and ran, or you could have used it and
Oh,
paid the Dwarger clan to fix the boat. But as of right now, until the boat's fixed, yeah, you didn't really come out with anything out of it. Well, actually, you did. I think you got like 1,000 gold each, wasn't
yeah,
it?
something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was like 1,000, a gem worth 1,000 gold each.
yeah, something like that.
That was just to go hire go to look for the
Yeah.
Dwargar.
Yeah, we kept that secret. We never really did show that to anybody.
Yeah. But the gem that was worth 10,000 gold, you did present that to the engineers.
Yeah, but to our chagrin.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back in just a minute.
Okay. So how you doing there, guy?
My wife's surgery might be coming up here again. They're going to see if they can get her in a little earlier. So I may be having to take off again on Wednesday here in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Hopefully everything. I'm saying hopefully everything comes out okay.
Yeah, I don't see why it shouldn't. She's had hip surgeries.
You got.
But, yeah. So, but this crazy thing is with the cancer, she's lost almost 70 pounds since the beginning of the year.
You got.
So yeah, it's one of those. Huh? Yeah, all of a sudden she's weighed down in weight, and where'd she go?
Well, unfortunately, that's a major problem with cancer.
Yeah, and this was in the throat, so the trying to swallow is what her big problem was.
Mm-hmm. So she'll
oh well.
has it basically I'm trying to figure out what the correct way to say this, but has she gotten over the problem or?
Oh yeah, yeah, she's back in the end of August. She was deemed cancer free.
I'm just saying she could swallow then.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's still there's a lot of things that still bother her, mostly acidic stuff and spicy stuff. So things like with vinegar, if everything's overly salted, that also.
Well, I guess you'd have to start making stuff then.
Yeah, like ketchup bothers her, tomato sauce bothers her.
I'm back.
There's the acid in it.
For a minute.
And
have you tried the smoothies?
Yeah, she likes some of them, but some of them are still too acidic in it because it has they have a lot of fruit in them.
Well, not everything's acidic. It's like berries.
Yeah.
I figured that you talked about was it the Ensure? Taking take like the vanilla Ensure and added like the berries to it.
Okay. Maybe some strawberries type deal.
Well, any kind of berry really. Blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, whatever. You freeze them. You put the Ensure into the blender and put drop the frozen fruit in, and that'd make it icy.
Right.
All right. Yeah, there was a lot of things that happened in between that I didn't go over. Like Ront, he yanked his eye out after a battle with the shambling mound, and a Grick Alpha.
Well, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was with that was over when we were with the Myconids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were both like the same time.
Yeah, you were Fingers was actually swallowed in one single gulp.
Yeah.
And when he was inside, he was able to grab his sword and activate it.
Cut his way out.
And he didn't exactly cut his way out. He was being thrown up from the wound that the shambling mound received. And as he was coming out, he split its throat and its jaw. And then, yeah. And then after that battle, that's when Ront was like, yes! And then he stabbed his eye with his great axe. and then pulled it out and he ate it. And you guys were like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
And Prince Darendil, he's been getting wilder and wilder in battles whenever he sees blood, and he gets feral. So
Mhm.
you guys either give him his time to calm down, or try to put him to sleep. Because fingers, you have the spell sleep, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, there was Cliff. He had the axe of life stealing, and it was actually enchanted
Right.
to every time he gets 10 critical hits, or actually every time the power of the necrotic damage takes place, every 10 times
Mhm.
it lowers by one number to get that power activated again. We gave that to Ront, and I just made it a great axe for him. So it went from being a battle axe to a great axe just for Ront.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
which is easier to keep track of.
yeah. Um, you guys have a bunch of items for uh surviving in the Dark Lake, like Cloak of the Manta Ray,
Yeah, I've got
Ring of Walking on Water.
I've
Um,
got that on.
doesn't somebody have a hat to breathe underwater too? I don't remember.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to go over?
Well, we've got the Stone Speaker's Crystal.
Yes. Yes, you do. And you don't know what it's for yet.
Uh,
You have.
Goggles of the Night.
Hmm.
Ring of water walking. Let's see. A few potions. Scroll flat. See, fluorescent flask. A couple of potions of healing.
Leonardo still has some poison that he took from the Drow prison.
I've got quite a few things. I've got the poison from there. I think I got some poison from what's his face? Were the poison factory?
Oh yeah, that's right. You did. You got some from there too.
And also had some crystals from Resurlex.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I keep on forgetting was I was going to make some rings of sending, but I never got a chance to.
Are you able
Basically, yeah, second level. I'm sixth level now.
You can make spells of second level.
No, well, it's rings of sending.
Yeah, but
it's like they're like walkie talkies. They don't have a huge range.
Like
yeah.
the stone sending.
Yeah, but my question is your character high enough level to make items with imbued by a second level spell?
It's they're I can make them at second level. It's like I said, first level I can make basic toys. At second level I can make the rings of sending and artificial limbs. Third level is where I made my shield defender. Fourth level, you don't really get anything. Fifth level, yeah, nothing. At sixth level, I got the homunculus.
So at first level you can, or second level you.
I can make the rings ascending. Like the range is not very big. It's basically a very short range. I think it was maybe like 100 yards or something like that. It wasn't impressive. But it's like I said, what it helps is like when Fingers and the other character fell down the hole.
Let me see. Sending is a third level spell. Can you make items of a third level?
Well, it's if you have to find the thing on it was it was on the list of the artificer at second level. I can make
I'm gonna look right now.
Apple cider donuts. I want donuts.
At second level, you can make infused items. But what are those items that you can make that are infused?
It's not an infused item. I hate this. I have to turn my computer on.
Which book was the artificer in again?
Yeah, artificer, he gets infusions, and then there's a list of infusions that he can pick from. And you can only have like 3 or 4 at a time.
Well, it's not an infused item. It's going to take a while for my computer to heat up.
Yeah, because sending is a 3rd level spell, and I thought you had to be like a 10th level artificer or something like that to start making items of the 3rd level.
No.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's right.
I'm not familiar with how the artificer works.
I gotta look it up again.
Yeah, that was under which book? Eberron?
Yes. And I don't have that book.
Well, I've got it on on my laptop, and it's taking a while to get started again.
There it is. No, that's still. I have all the Unearthed Arcana on artificers, and I don't have the actual release artificer. What was it from? What book was it in?
Eberron. Eberron Rising.
Eberron Rising. Where is that? Do I not have that one? Could have swore I did.
Unfortunately.
Okay, Volos.
What I'm seeing is says spell storing items, and that's what I'm thinking that it is a spell.
Well, no, it's not a spell storing item. Oh wait, unfortunately, my laptop is still it's doing stuff that it's not doing what I needed to do. Eleventh level allows you to create an item that will store magic in it. But damn, I hate this thing.
Yeah, a 2nd level.
There's a list of items I can make. Oh, bloody hell!
Which rule are you talking about, James? Are you talking about magical tinkering?
Well, no. There is a list. It starts at like at 1st level, and they go down to 2nd level as a list of things I can make at 2nd level.
Yeah, but things of make from what?
It's before infusions. Unfortunately.
So you get at 1st level you get magical tinkering and spellcasting.
Right, and they keep on going.
Magical tinkering allows you to make objects that shed light.
Go skip that part.
You can record a message. Okay, then you get spellcasting. Then you get infused item.
Well, it's between infused items. It's between.
Well, you know what? What are you? What is your specialty? You went armor?
Battlesmith.
Battlesmith. Maybe it's in Battlesmith. Let's see. Special spells. Tool proficiency. Steel defender. Extra attack. Nope, it's not there.
Oh, I hate this thing. This is dragging out slowly. So almost post office slow.
Let's see. At 3rd level, you get right tool for the job. 6th level, you get tool expertise.
You've passed it.
Yeah. Artificial specialist. Yeah, all there is infusion. Are you sure you're not looking at one of the Unearthed Arcana versions? Which are the playtest versions, which aren't the...
Hold on, let me see if I can...
Yeah, I'm gonna look at
this is grinding out slowly. The little wheels here. Wee. Blue donut. Yeah. God.
Choose item. Pairing and casting spells. It's not that one. Was it the really old artificer?
The old one would have been the Hunter Arcana one.
How about this? Is it Wondrous Invention? No, that's the infusions. That's what they used to be called. They used to be called Wondrous Inventions.
Unfortunately, like I said, I'm still waiting for the damn thing to open up.
Magic item analysis?
No, it gave me a list of things like like artificial wombs and stuff like that. That's why I gave one of I made for the one of the Myconids.
Are you sure that it's something that the artificer is giving you and not like a feat or something?
No,
I see
it's
replicable magic items at second level. That's what I see. That's what That's what Chris was sending. That's what Chris was saying.
Yeah, he gets
sending stones.
He can make pretend magical items is the best way that I could put them. They're not exactly the magical item, but they operate just like the magical item. Where are his infusions? Damn it.
Yeah, because he's saying he can make a ring of sending, but I'm just seeing sending stones.
I guess it'd be the sending stones then.
Ritual casting, infuse item. So artificer infusions. Let's see. Armor of magical strength, armor of tools, boots of winding path, arcane focused, enhanced defense, enhanced weapon, helm of awareness, homunculus servant. Yeah, that he can do at 6th level. That is, he can. Mind sharpener, radiant weapon, repeating shot, replicate magic item. So at 6th level, he can replicate Boots of the Elvenkind, Cloak of the Elvenkind, Cloak of the Manta Ray, Eyes of Charming, Gloves of Thieving, Lantern Revealing, Pipes of Haunting, Ring of Water Walking, and Wand Sheath, which is a special Eberron item. Oh yeah, here it is, Sending Stones. So at 2nd level, as part of his infusions, he can do replicate magic item, and one of those is Sending Stones.
And isn't that like a 10-word message or something like that?
No, Sending Stones. Okay, so the ability to cast Sending, like having rings of Sending, are like that's the ability to do like a 10-word message across a short distance. Okay. Sending Stones are large arcane stones that are placed in the ground that you can use to teleport between 2 locations.
Teleport?
Yeah.
Yeah, evidently that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, it's not stones. It's not stones of sending. It's sending stones.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you remember in Tim's game where we climbed into those stones to get from one place to another? That's what that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's not sending
message.
I
don't think it's that.
What's that, guy?
I don't think it's even that. I think it's.
I would have to.
Totally different.
I don't actually. Maybe I'm could be probably actually am almost certainly horribly wrong.
I'm looking too. I'm looking at Artificer Sending Stones.
It's gonna be just a 5th edition magic item, so just look up. Well, actually, I think it might be. I think Sending Stones come in pairs, with each smooth stone carved to match the other, so the pairing is easily recognized. While you touch one stone, you can use an action to cast the Sending spell from it. The target is the bearer of the other stone. No creature bears the other stone. You know that fact as soon as you use the stone and don't cast the spell. Once Sending is cast to the stones, they can't be used again until the next dawn. If one of the stones in a pair is destroyed, the other one becomes non-magical.
And I think this, as you cast the word sending, that is that's a message.
Yeah, you cast a short message of 25 words or less.
Right. So these are just 2 stones.
Okay.
So yeah, so I was wrong.
All right. So do you want to make Sending Stones then?
Yeah, because what I'm saying is, like, if we have an
How many
emergency,
I gotta go get my daughter.
how
I'll be
many
back.
infusions do you have
okay.
now?
And then also, go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
wondering how many infusions does he have now, and how many can he have?
Well, this is the second level. Infusions are third level.
I think he can have 3 at one time.
Yeah, it's 3, and at 10th level, he can have 4.
He knows like 6, but he can only have 3 active at one time.
Correct.
Okay.
But the sending stones are not infusions, so they're second level.
No, they're an infusion.
They are?
They are infusions.
It's
Yes.
replicate magic item infusion. That's what the ability is.
And you already have one
Well, the
bag of holding.
And the crossbow.
The crossbow. Okay, that's 2.
That was it. I had 3, but unfortunately, Tim's not part of the party anymore.
So you want to make your third one sending stones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying that because we've had on multiple occasions where I was like, it'd be nice if we could talk to them, but we couldn't talk to anybody because remember, well, oopsie.
Well, the shadow demon was the communicator on that moment. Okay, so now I did have a question for Guy. I forgot what it was.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot what it was. Oh no, James, how many feedings is your steel defender at?
I have no idea. I wasn't really keeping track, and then things went.
I think the last time we said 25.
That was 3 months ago.
Where are we at now then?
It depends on how many days have taken place between then and now.
A month.
So it would be 90 feedings. You said I think it was 3 feedings.
3 feedings a day.
So it'd be 90. So it'd be 110 now.
Three feedings a day, 10 days would make 30.
I had 20, so it'd be. Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, but how many days have passed between the last time we talked and today? Between game days and
1 month to go from excuse me, 1 month to go from the ghost ship to the Nyogi site, and then back again to the ship.
Well, I guess the other question is how many times did I use the fire?
Yep, that's the question. Because you can only cast it once every other day or so. If you have 5 feedings to make your fire, that takes 2 days. You can only do 3 feedings. So, how many times in 1 month have you done the fire?
It depends every time we needed it, so I don't know. How many times did we need it?
What sounds like a fair number to you?
I don't know, maybe 10.
Okay, 10. So that makes 50 feedings. So that would put you at around 70. Okay. All right, remember that.
Okay, I'll write it down again.
You're at 70 feedings. And at 100, that's when your
harpoons.
Yeah, your steel defender develops harpoons. And inside your bag also you have the eggs of the hook horrors.
Hook horrors.
Yeah, there was 3 eggs of hook horrors.
Well, basically check on them on a regular basis.
Like you take them out the bag or anything like that?
Well, no, I just have to open up the bag, look in.
They're ready to hatch. But are they being preserved in a stasis in the bag so they don't hatch?
Well, I'll talk to the party, find out what we should do.
There's the party.
Well, Guy?
Yeah, I'm the only one here. Chris had to step out briefly.
To pick up his daughter.
Yeah, but he's still online.
So we have some time.
Now, I would actually suggest to go ahead and sell them
Well,
as soon as
question.
possible.
Well, the question is where can we sell them?
Any city, really. We don't have the means to take care of them at the moment. And if we can put them in like a stasis, that'd probably be best.
Well, if you sell them at Gracklestog, you could do that. Or what would be the other option? You can sell them at Gracklestog. You can leave them with the Myconids, or you can leave them with the ship.
Well, the question is who can take care of them.
That depends of what situation do you think would be
may
best?
not be able to because Gracklestog, because I don't think the Myconids would.
Well, definitely not.
They're just their whole mindset.
They wouldn't care for it.
No.
Yeah.
And then they would probably turn it into
they're
slaves.
used to just
So
yeah.
the ship, how would you?
Slave doesn't bother me.
It could
Well,
be like a
Probably with the Gracklestog.
Gracklestog. Okay. All right. So then we sell them.
That's what I would think.
Sell them to Gracklestog, and you get an offer just for 10 gold each egg.
Well, the question is would they take care of them?
That wouldn't be your concern after you sell them.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, my character's what? What's my character class? Not my character class, my alignment. So I would. That's the reason why I took them was because I was, worried about them taking care of them.
Well, chances are they would probably be used as either military beasts or mining, something along that nature.
Are they sentient?
Well,
maybe.
from what you've learned about the eggs is yeah, what you've learned about the hook horrors is upon hatching, the first person that it makes contact with is like its parent.
Right.
So
you gotta really get rid of it.
Yeah,
we don't know how to take care of them.
Yeah, you can leave it at Gracklestog. You can leave it with the Stone Guard, or you can leave it with the Myconids. But you think that the Myconids might turn into a Spore Servant, which they have done.
Maybe the Stone Guard.
The Stone Guard.
Yeah, let me say that way they've got a job.
Okay.
And somebody take care of them,
If you leave it with Captain Emilio and the ship, it could probably just serve as protectors for the boat.
Oh,
yeah,
that's if we come back to the boat, yeah.
And
yeah, we will. Yeah, we're there with the repair crew.
Yeah. Yeah, the repair crew is already working on the boat. The boat is lifted.
Yeah, that'd be safer.
And
we wouldn't have to take him with us.
And what happened is Emilio would keep one for himself, and two of the other hook horrors would go to Globagul to protect the pilot.
There you go.
Okay.
But you don't get a reward for it. He doesn't pay you for them.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really intend to. They're not slaves.
Yeah, the Gracklestog would buy them for you for 10 gold each. But Captain Emilio, he sees value in them, but you know what? Yeah, he'll do the same thing. He'll do 10 gold each. He'll give it to you.
Okay.
Can you keep track of that guy?
Okay, how many were there? Huh?
30. That'd be 30 gold.
What, 3, wasn't there? Yeah. That'd be fine.
Okay. All right. So.
Let's put it on my sheet.
In the party now, you're going to have Slice the Doppler, Ront, Eldith, Stool, and Prince Darendel. Ferris is staying with the ship. Gris is staying with the ship with Grazlax also. Pretty much all the members of society that rejoined each other, including Y, they're at the ship. the Zorn is staying at the ship also. But the Zorn can be useful in several ways. It just depends on what you think, how to utilize the Zorn. The Zorn would be just a teleporter, pretty much, or opening portals for you to go from place to place. But if the Zorn, Rotten Eldith.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you decided to have the Zorn travel with you guys, and it dies, there goes the ship's portal.
Okay. Nah. Zorn is intelligent. He can probably go where he wants. So let's
Yeah, what makes what makes the Zorn appeal to the boat is that there's so much gems and treasures and precious metals that it could eat that it yeah, that's why it's staying at the boat.
Yeah.
She meets the buffet.
I left out one important thing. To power up the boat, Captain Emilio is saying that he needs to get he needs an abundant source of spell gems, and that's to energize the boat so that it could actually get into full power, so that when it is built or repaired and it needs to fly, it needs spell gems. But you guys don't know where to get spell gems from.
I've probably never seen one.
No.
Yeah, probably.
I thought those glowing type rocks. Maybe he's got a different word for them.
The phase res?
Well, I've got some stones. Is that the ones we got from?
You got the phase res rock?
Yeah, it's not the same as phase res. No.
Okay.
As I said, it's just maybe just a different name for him.
No, it's not. It's a different item.
Okay. Maybe the dwarves from Dracostock might know.
Yeah, they don't.
Sure don't.
They don't know either. Yeah, the dwarves, the Dwargar, they don't know what spell gems are.
Well, they wouldn't need them.
Yeah, they wouldn't need them. So,
if you can describe us, if you can describe it to us, well, maybe we can keep an eye out for some.
he's showing you what looks like coals, kind of, only because the powers have been exhausted from it. And he just lets you know that they are enchanted stones, that they have a magical infusion inside of them. You guys showed him what the phase res was. He says, no, it's not that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out for him. See if we find any.
Okay, so your missions right now is finding Blingdenstone, finding spell gems. You need, he says to give him at least 300 spell gems. And
how big are they?
Oh, they range in sizes. They could be like a size of a fist to a basketball size. And the hand from what's his name? I think his name is Glick. I forgot his name. Let me look. Or Pesto, is it?
Sounds good enough.
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. It's in Dracostock. In Pepito's lair.
Let's see.
Pelik. His name was Pelik. He asked you to bring his hand to bury it back in Blingdenstone. Oh, excuse me.
So we've got basically four things on us at the moment. Oh, and stop the and try and curtail the blood war while we're at it. Oh, and escape from the Underdark.
And escape from the Underdark. Yeah. Okay. So
let's not forget the.
You know what? I think we're all pretty good and rehashed right now. Chris is going to eat. How about you say we just call it a night?
Okay.
And I'll let Chris know that we'll just call it a night, and then we could continue the adventure going to Blingdenstone next week.
Right.
Okay, so
Right. I was going to tell you that my wife.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to tell her that my wife is possibly having surgery.
Yeah.
Within about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I'm going to be out at least one night within the next 3 weeks.
That's fine. Yeah, I've been reading about what's next in the adventure and ahead of the adventure. So it all depends on when you guys leave the Underdark, if you guys want to play new characters or continue with your characters. But just let you guys know, your characters are not the same. The only one that might be the same mentally is going to be Ms. Lindra, only because she's from the Underdark, so she's probably compelled to stay in the Underdark. Leonardo, with all the exposures and stuff that you're going through, you're going to probably be that mad scientist character, and then Fingers might be the lunatic drunk at the bar telling all kinds of madness stories, and probably go to the asylum.
Yeah.
No,
not Bedlam.
We'll see.
Anything but Bedlam.
And I can't even begin to imagine what it's going to be like when you start showing your sword to the surface with a demon coming out of it. Yeah.
Well, I would suggest not doing that.
He's actually a nice guy.
He comes out whenever he wants, though.
Hey, look at this. He's actually a nice guy.
Yeah, the demon, Cinnabog, he comes out whenever he wants. I mean, you call him, he'll come out, but he comes out whenever he wants to. He's his own sentient being. All right.
I can see a minor problem with that.
We're gonna have to try and find some way of getting rid of him. But then again, he's been a nice guy.
Yeah, well, he's been useful.
So, oh well. Yeah. Okay.
All right, you guys.
So let's call it a night here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let Chris know.
Thanks for the updates and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good, and I really do wish that we were able to record it from session 1, just to go over everything. I think that would have been cool, but it would have been fun just to see everybody, like Ryan and Frank, you know. But it is what it is. Ryan didn't want to. He said that he wasn't comfortable with the live streaming it, so that's understandable.
Also, being where he's at, the time difference would be, he's probably still at work right now.
Yeah, he's probably just waking up.
So.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna stop the stream, and good night, everyone, and thanks for watching. Oh,
okay.
I reached 49,000 subscribers on YouTube. 49,000.
Oh, great.
Yeah. All right. Good night, you guys.
Have a good one.